found something. Oh, that's right. Thank you for bringing it up. Got the limited edition.
He waited what, 3 months for it?
Two
2 months.
months, but
That's
they
a long
said they were
time.
backed up. It was a
Yeah.
limited edition, full violence, Dustin Poirier war hat. You can't really see it from this far, but it's got little diamonds in between the A and the R. It's
That's something I didn't know.
Do you know Do you know the story to this cap?
I
than
probably
the
did at
fact
one
that
point, but
Dustin-
not no more.
So, because Dustin fights Southpaw.
Yeah.
There's a boxer from the Four Kings from the 80s, Marvin Hagler. You know, the era of Sugar Ray, Roberto Duran, all these four greats. He wore this war hat, a red war hat to his fights, because that was always his mentality. Marvin Hagler was always known as like this fucking. He embodied war. Like he was a fucking war machine, is what he was. So Dustin obviously took like inspiration and started wearing the war hat. He's a southpaw too, and you know our boy can fucking scrap.
He can scrap.
So I think it's a really cool like lineage thing, and I couldn't pass up an opportunity to buy like a Dustin Poirier inspired one. Plus I don't have no DP merch. You have a shirt. I don't. Yeah. So I'm like, this evens it out.
I have a shirt and I have his headband.
Oh, that's right. See, it doesn't
his
even it out.
It was a limited edition, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't even it out. Yeah. But like still, I think this is up there. You know, I love the throwback. I love the just the whole aesthetic when I put it up on my wall, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go. It's kind of motivating, honestly.
Yeah. Well, because it comes from a fighter that you know that stands on business.
Yeah, bro, and it's just it's really cool, and just like one of those purchases where you kind of look at where you're like, this is so badass. I wore it for like 4 days straight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, dude. I realized in this political time, because I went to go hang out with a friend, he thought I was wearing a Make America Great Again cap because I had it on backwards. And I was like, no political talk here, dog. just violence.
Yeah, just straight violence.
Just violence, dog.
If you put to each other, yes,
sign me
exactly.
Up. That's what I want to know about. I don't care about anything else, unless the presidency run turns into like a game of like a war, like a Ninja Warrior. Oh, dude, I'm fucking in, bro. That should be the way to do it. I will gladly vote for a man that does like a Ninja Warrior type shit. You make him fight a soldier to the death or something. That's our president. I think that's the way you should do it, honestly.
Honestly, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because you want your leader to be strong. You don't want him to be some fucking, grandpa with like zero fucking sense, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. Plus, dude, if like a woman won that, total win too.
Dude, total.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say shit.
You can't say shit.
Yeah.
That Ninja Warrior shit is fucking extreme, bro. Some of the things that they have to do, you're just like.
Could you think you could do Ninja Warrior?
I think I could do half. Because there's some of the ones. Like if you talk about like the ones when it was like I think it was like GX or whatever, G4. You know what the station I'm talking about?
Core memory. Yeah.
Yeah. Where like the early days, I think I could do that. But now where it's like you have to pin yourself against the wall and then gravitate over here to grab this sliding thing, and it's like, okay, we're doing way too much. Before it was like there's some bouncy balls, and you kind of like not fucking basically tear your ACL.
Yeah. Silverback over here can't do that.
Do you think you can do that?
I think I can.
I don't know. Pinning yourself against your wall and then like moving up slightly.
I don't think that's that difficult.
To jump onto like a 7-foot like little landing pad.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That's a lot of. I mean, props to you if you think you can do it.
I feel like I can. But here's the thing, though. I think in your head you're also thinking like us now. Me now, I give myself like a 6 out of 10 chance. I still think that's.
Well, no. The thing is, I'm saying is that I think I could make it deep. I just don't think I'd be able to make it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just saying like a challenge to that like caliber where it's like very intricate and you kind of have to be really flexible as well as like having like I don't even know what you would say. I don't know if that would be considered core strength, but just being able to just like position yourself between two walls just sounds difficult.
Yeah, see,
because you're kind of doing the splits.
I zoned out with every single thing that you said. I just heard I'm a bitch. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, that's why I would make it farther than you. He would fail on the first obstacle, probably. And I'd make it halfway.
Or I would like be close to beating like your score or whatever, like getting close past where you were, and then I fumble it. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It always happens in UFC too.
Yeah,
I'll be up around and then just
out of nowhere.
I mean,
it just get folded.
It just fucking it happened like the first time.
Yeah,
with Anthony Johnson and Whatever that other dude's name is. Kamiwawa? Is it?
No, I can't think of it right now. But that's just not the thing I thought was gonna come in.
Oh, I don't know.
This got me so off guard.
I don't know.
Jimmy Manua.
Oh,
that's the name.
Where did I get that from?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know what you were thinking of, bro.
You're like, English? Do you speak it? No, sometimes
He's been abducted.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been anally probed.
All right.
I regret nothing.
It
Anyways.
explains the two hands now.
Speaking of being anally probed, Jon Jones. I'm just kidding. Please don't hurt me, John.
Damn. Yeah, he's
Didn't
fucking
expect
ducking.
that, huh?
He's fucking ducking.
So,
holy shit.
Yeah, man. I feel like Jon Jones is kind of getting a little harder to defend. I haven't been on like the hate train as much as everyone has. I feel like because I've just been kind of neutral. Because honestly, like I feel like the heavyweight division for me is like, I do think I consider Tom essentially like the heavyweight champion. Because I feel like he's just been going through everybody in the division. I think it would be fucking hilarious if Alex and Tom fought and Jon Jones just kind of got pushed to the edge. You know, to be honest, I think that's a fight I'd rather see at this point. Because it doesn't seem like Jon is just gonna fight Tom, so there's no point. I don't think there's a point in even asking him about it or anything. And like, I think using that type of reverse psychology on him will work. Be like, okay, cool, you're not fighting Tom. You know what I'm saying? Like, move it along, and I feel like he could feel like this sense of like irrelevancy to the point where he feels like he has to prove something. Because like, I don't understand his thought process of where like he hasn't done anything, and then I'm like,
those
that's
particular
crazy.
words is what kind of like
I'm like, dog,
there's like, are you trolling? Because like, if you just look at it on paper, we're looking at the heavyweight division. They're not going to fight for the light heavyweight title, right?
Yeah,
they're not going to. You're fighting for the heavyweight title. In that division, he has literally more fights than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jon has one fight that lasted 30 minutes against someone that was a specialist. Yeah, he was on a hot streak at the time. But
he's still coming off a loss.
No, but what I'm saying.
Never mind. He beat Tai Tuivasa. Never mind. He was coming off a win.
He was coming off a win.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is that he was like a little bit like he was like, oh, this is gonna be like the new guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be the striker that's in the heavyweight division that's really fast, but Tom ended up being that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I just, I don't know. Especially if you look at where his career's gone since then, where he's been super inactive, he's doing movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And now he's coming back against Volkov, I think.
Yeah.
And
they got canceled. It's being moved to like January.
Okay, see, but that's what I'm saying though, is that like if it's been so long since your last fight, that win for Jon kind of like, I don't know, it didn't age well essentially.
No, it doesn't look good.
You know what I mean? And then when you look at Tom's, what he's done, and you're just like, it's just impossible to say he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
If you want to compare him directly to legacy wise to Jon, okay, yeah. But we're not talking about that, Jon. It's for the heavyweight championship. Like, you can't just say he didn't do nothing.
And also, adding to that, you were still in the era where a lot of when heavyweight was exciting with all these big names.
That's true.
And you didn't go up.
Did not go
up. You didn't go up and fight Alistair Overeem. You didn't go up and fight JDS.
If you just go back even just a little bit to when Francis was still in the UFC, they wanted that fight to happen.
Yep.
Remember, that was a big talking point. And Jon was just like, yeah. As soon as he retired, guess what happened? Hey, I'm moving up to heavyweight, by the way.
He's like, I'm back.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
Do you think Francis could have been?
Oh, I think Francis could have put up a fight. I just don't know if he... I mean, it just really comes down to, like, can you stuff the takedown? If you could... See, the thing is, though, is that, like, Francis was a true heavyweight. Like, he's cutting down to, like, the limit to heavyweight. That's something. You know what I mean? Jon is, like, he's kind of like a... You know, he's a lower-end heavyweight. He has to do certain things in order to make that weight. And I think that first round would have been really interesting. Huh. Now, as you get more into the later rounds, you would be like, yeah, I think Jon's winning.
Yeah.
But that first round, dude, the tension would be at an all-time high. Because, like, I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. Jon Jones has, even when he was in light heavyweight, where he's technically bigger than a lot of people, he hasn't knocked out that many people with his punches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his one knockout that was against DC is literally a DC. It's a disqualification. So, I don't know. I mean, if you kind of think about it, he was kind of running from, Francis. And I don't know. I
And you
feel
know
like
what
he's been
sucks
picking and
too?
choosing his fights for a
Because
while.
Francis and Tom would have been a phenomenal fight.
Oh
too.
yeah, it would have been a phenomenal fight.
It really sucks because that Francis isn't in this organization anymore. There's this big hole in that division that I feel like is really difficult. I think Tom can fill it. He's very
I
like
think he has filled it.
charismatic and everything. But here's the thing though. There was a certain level of I don't know. I don't know. I guess I agree, but I just feel like there's a level of knockout aura. I love Tom. He's a finisher. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But Tom is well versed everywhere.
Yeah.
That is what makes him dangerous. He's kind of like Ilya, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
He's like
Ilya's
this
dangerous as
new
fuck.
breed where they're
Mhm.
dangerous everywhere. That's what makes them dangerous. But Francis, we know the one thing that makes him dangerous. That's if any of his hands touches you on the chin,
You're
it
fucked.
slides out.
Yeah.
So that's a different type of aura. That's
Mhm.
like that knockout, that Mike Tyson in his prime aura
Yeah.
that I don't think can be replicated. That's what I feel like that I do really miss about Francis in the UFC because we haven't. I mean, Sergey Pavlovich had that, the guy that
Mhm.
Tom beat for the interim.
Yep.
But then
He's on a bit of
that,
a
but
skid
that's
now.
what makes that win that Tom beat him.
Well, it aged
so
well.
much better.
Yeah, it ages well.
You know, because he just knocked out someone that was on a fucking tear that was just brutalizing everyone. And
Mhm.
honestly, I think Francis beats John, and I think Tom beats Francis. I do think that Tom holds like a huge like. I think he could be Jon Jones, but we won't really know unless the fight happens.
The way I would put it in percentages is I think it would be like almost a 50-50 split, but I would give I'd say
55 to John.
no, I would give 55 to Tom just because I feel like
He's younger.
well, not really. That's just because he's young. Because when you're in that heavy weight, that's also what I was gonna get with Stipe. That does kind of interest me a little bit because I'm like, heavyweights just age differently. Like they don't like if you look at Randy Couture, bro, he fought until he was 47.
I'm surprised that you're just now thinking about that.
I know, but because I think going into it, I was like, he's fighting Stipe. Stipe hasn't fought in this amount of time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's gonna walk him. But then as I was thinking, I was like, wait, Stipe really hasn't been in nothing but high stake fights.
Yeah.
He's never gone against he's always gone against dogs. Like he's always been in the heat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he did have a long break, but that might have been the thing he needed.
Yeah.
I'm like, he might come out and cook. I don't
Yeah.
know. And I'm like, this is really the first true heavyweight that John is fighting, where I'm kind of like, I'm actually getting it because before I was not excited at all.
Who's on that card?
It's top heavy. It's Chandler and Charles
So
Oliveira.
it's really just the
It's really just to come in the main event, from what I remember, unless there might be one other name on there. But like as I'm like been thinking about it, I'm like, dude, there's two things I think.
I will always root for Stipe. Always.
I think
I
there's
don't
only.
care. He's
I
my
think I was
favorite
telling
heavyweight.
him is I think there's only been a handful of times where I didn't root for Stipe. I've always loved Stipe. I'm like, dude, he's the heavyweight goat.
And
Like, it's just hard not to root for him.
And it's also and also like his story, crazy, bro.
Yeah.
A fireman that's literally an MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and honestly, just because I'm a Stipe fan, I think that a trilogy with Francis would have been good, and I think that Stipe still would have had a good chance.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think it's just like the way the contracts didn't work out and everything like that. Fights fell through, and
I'll stand on business.
And also, I
Stipe
will also
shouldn't have
say-
taken the second Francis fight so soon.
No, I agree.
because he
He's
fought
gonna have a war. He's
In
gonna
no-
have a fucking war.
war in
that
no-
still pisses me
in
off.
November.
actually.
In
Yes.
November.
Well, this is the thing though, is that I always felt like Dana, I have my things I like about Dana and things that I don't. He will, with Stipe in particular, he always kind of like was like, I feel like he was
Yeah.
always throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
Not
I
promoting
get
him to
what
the
you're
best of
saying.
his ability.
Yeah.
And I felt like when Francis came around, he's like, this is who I want to be heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
And that's why they did that. And then when it didn't go his way with the contract, he's like, I never liked Francis. You know what I mean? It's like that weird kind of
Hey,
pick
that's
and
just
choose.
promoter energy, dog.
No, it
That's
is,
what it
but
is.
like when you have I guess more of what irritates me about that is that it was Stipe.
Yeah.
The dude is the GOAT, especially coming off a trilogy
and-
with DC.
And
At that time-
you can't. Stipe has never not been in a boring fight.
Yeah.
He's
he's
never
not.
not in a boring fight, bro. That's what I'm saying. And it is a shame that they're taking this. It's taken this long for them to promote him in the way that he should have. But it's unfortunate because it's almost like they're promoting him to be a lamb to the slaughter.
Exactly.
And it is annoying, unfortunate.
Yes.
That's why I'm rooting for him even more, because in moments like that, like, you never know.
I
dude.
want Stipe to win. So
if Stipe knocks out Jon Jones,
I think I will cry.
I will forgive this year for not giving the lightweight title to Dustin Poirier,
because
for taking away Max's chin.
Yeah, seriously.
We need a win. We need a win. We need a win.
So okay, let's play. What do you think the keys to victory for Stipe are?
Make it a dirty fight. I think that you need
do you
to
think
pressure.
It has to be, do you think it has to be like the DC fights?
Yes. Okay. I think he needs to make it a dog fight. I don't know. I hope Stipe low key like hit up DC and was like, please come into my camp.
DC, come on.
I think DC would
not training.
He's
eating on the fucking weight.
Yeah. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, come into my camp or like give me some bits.
Oh, okay, like some knowledge. Like,
yeah, and I feel like DC would do that.
True.
Dude, and it would make DC's wins over Stipe look so much better too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would.
Because I will say this too, though. There's another fight that I think is such a fucking shame never happened, and I do think that Jon Jones waited too long. A trilogy with DC is one of the biggest misses of all time. Because DC at heavyweight, different fucking story, dude. Seriously. Different story.
That's true.
And I wholeheartedly believe that that probably would have been the one that DC got his
that
lick
would have
back.
been the true DC, though.
That's what I think so too. So I think Stipe needs to make it a dirty fight, like within his boxing range. I think that he needs to. I think he could nullify his wrestling. The only thing is Jon Jones' jiu-jitsu is the one thing that I'm like,
I was going to say, because, dude, I honestly I'm not worried about the stand-up at all for Stipe. I'm not.
No,
I'm really not. I think he'll do fine in the
keep a high pace. I think the way he fought DC in the third fight it's very similar.
Yeah,
I think he
needs to fight.
Body shots, just honestly
make him feel things.
Make him remember that you are like the heavyweight. You are a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because, dude, and a part of me hopes Stipe goes on another run.
I hope he fucking retires. If he would, look, this would be my ideal. Like, if I could pick and choose, because I never liked Fabricio Verdum, and when he knocked him the fuck out moving backwards, I was like
so happy.
Yes, this is it. This is happiness. Because I was a big Cain Velasquez fan, and when Cain lost to fucking Verdum, that pissed me the fuck off. I was like, that was a flawed victory. I don't care. That shit was rigged. And when he knocked out Verdum, I was so happy. If I could choose how he would knock out Jon Jones, that's exactly how it'd be. You know, Jon kind of thinks he's kind of getting the upper hand. Boom, out cold, fall flat on his face, and Stipe just does his dance.
Nah, if I could choose the way Stipe would win, it would definitely be a knockout, but it'd be like a pressure knockout.
So you'd want it to be like literally like DC 3.
Yeah,
because that one was brutal.
That was such a good fight, though.
Yeah, so good. I recently rewatched them not that long ago. Remember, I was like, I forgot how high stakes they were. It was
how good they were.
Yeah,
that second one is probably my favorite one, though.
I think the third one's my favorite because, like, I don't know. There's something about being in. I think it was either in the Apex or Fight Island.
The Apex,
dude, and especially if it's a war. Dude, it just hits different. Like when Dustin and Hooker went at it.
Fought,
bro, that's like one of my favorite fights because it's just like you almost wince. You're like, oh,
yeah.
You just feel everything. There's like this certain kind of like, I don't know, mystique to it a little bit. You're like,
it's better when those are like when it's fighters that are big, like are like very technical, like the top 10 type fighters, because then you hear it, you feel it, you know. Imagine if Gaethje Chandler was in the Apex.
That would have been insane.
That would have
felt everything, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Actually, well, I kind of miss some Apex cards because I think it just, like you said, it has a certain mystique. But I
also think like part of it as well because of just like that time period, like what we were unfamiliar grounds, and you're just seeing it, and you're like you have to watch it this way, and you're like, ooh, like you know what I mean? Because like especially coming out of 2020, you're like there was nothing. There was nothing to watch. There was nothing, and
that's why combat sports is the best.
Exactly.
Okay, because they saw the vid and they're like, "Fuck that." We're still live.
Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, it was like I said. I think it was just a There's a lot of things that go into it. The fighters that they put on the card.
Biggest miss though about Fight Island, they weren't on a like an island on the beach in an octagon. That would have been sick.
I mean, yeah, but wasn't it technically an island?
Yes. Don't ruin it.
Okay. You wanted like sharks swimming around.
I wanted Mortal Kombat. Is what I wanted.
Mortal Kombat.